Alright, so I just killed the stream by accident. Like I said, it's been a while. Hopefully, it's back up now. And we'll be back up in a second. There we go. So anyway, alright, so...
What to do?
Probably...
What to do?
We're gonna go Harvest Golem Arcane Intellect here. But let's see if we happen... Well, it doesn't matter what we draw, but let's just go ahead and take this just in case. So we got a Frostbolt. So we could Frostbolt the Yeti to prevent the 4 points of damage. That also drops him to 2 health, which puts him within Blizzard range. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Now, the one thing about this deck, if I don't draw, you know, I have 2 Cone of Colds and 2 Blizzards. Usually at this point I will have drawn one, or I will have drawn more draw power. So I got a little unlucky with the draws so far. So hopefully... Obviously, Blizzard next turn would be fantastic. We clear the board. No Blizzard though. We did get more draw power. If this is not a Cone of Cold, 4, 6, 8, it's pretty much gonna be game. Yeah, unfortunately, it's gonna be game.
The light protects me.
Well, I can't say much there except that I have a control deck where I didn't draw any of my control spells. We got a little unlucky. We didn't draw the Frostbolt until later. Typically, I have a Frostbolt and an Arcane Missiles early to deal with early minions, and we get a Cone of Cold or something along the way. So it's a little unlucky with the draws. But that's also why I have a lot of draw power in this deck. I've got Thalanos, 2 Acolyte of Pains, 2 Azure Drakes, and 2 Arcane Intellects. Because I do tend to run through a lot of cards. Alright, so let's try again. If we don't, the main reason I have the Big Game Hunter and Ysera and Black Knight is to deal with hand locks. Those are warlocks whose whole goal is to build up their hands in their deck, so they play things like Mountain Giant. They usually play Sunfury Protectors and Defender of Argus, like this warlock probably will. If we don't run into a bunch of hand locks, I may alter some of those cards, because they're not as effective against other decks. I don't really need any of this, except I'll keep the Mirror Image. Now, if we draw the Mana Worm here, that's the best start this deck can have. This is still really good, though. So you see, again, this time we got a little more lucky. We have much more early draws. Oh, this is an aggro deck. Interesting. Alright. So this is the aggro Warlock. It hasn't been very popular on the ladder lately. So here, I would consider just Mirror Image, but I think the better play is Mirror Image and Coin and Argent Squire. Because the next turn we can Divine Shield, we can attack the imp with the Argent Squire, lose the Divine Shield, hero power to kill him off. So it's a better play. Normally I would have only played the Mirror Image and then coined into the Harvest Golem. The leaked next pricing. I've seen some of the next stuff. I'll be honest with you, I've been so busy I haven't had much time to follow all the next things. What exactly are you talking about, CPU?
I fight.
So I'm gonna change here and kill the Knife Juggler. Same idea. And hopefully, if he doesn't Mortal Coil, we'll do that again. We'll kill off the Flame Imp and play our Mana.
Why do you call?
Do you need a blessing?
This is definitely the aggro deck, so we need to pull a Cone of Cold or a Blizzard here pretty early. Fireball's not going to quite do it. So what are our options? We can go Harvest Golem, or we can go Mana Worm and Hero Power. I think I'm actually going to go Mana Worm and Hero Power here. I want to kill off this young Priestess so she's not fucking everybody. Oh, it takes 5,000 gold to unlock all the wings according to the leaked image. Wow, that seems pretty steep.
The light protects me.
I guess they really want to encourage people. I assume you can also pay for it to buy it, $90. Wow. Yeah, 5,000 gold or $90. That does seem pretty high. I'm not the best person to judge that because, as you may have seen, or I'll show it now, I've got 8,000 gold saved up because I have all the cards. So $90 seems a lot for a free game. basically a $90 expansion pack.
What
That
to
does sound
do?
like an awful lot. Maybe they'll change how much gold you gain. Who knows? Alright, so what do we got here? We are probably going to go Harvest Golem, Arcane Missiles. Let's go Arcane Missiles first and see what we get. Alright, so pretty good Arcane Missiles there. We killed a minion. We're going to be able to trade effectively. Alright. Yeah, 5,000 gold. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, you figure... I bet I probably... If you played 2 or 3 hours a day, let's say you win... Even if you win 20 games a day, that's, what, 60 gold, 70 gold?
Put this apple on your head.
Plus quests and stuff. I mean, you're probably only earning 100 gold a day, 150 gold a day. That seems like an awful lot. Alright, pretty much the same play here. Well, let's think about this. Neither one of these trades, so we can go Arcane Missiles. If we get really lucky and all 3 hit minions, we can clear with the hero power, so let's do that. So we didn't get really lucky. Got a little lucky, at least 1 hit, so we'll take this out. Trade. So being a control deck, this deck generally does pretty well against aggro decks. The main reason I made it was 1, I wanted to play Mage. And 2, everything I kept running into on the ladder was hunters, aggro warlocks. So, all right, Kingdom, good luck with your game. Let's see. Sorry, I was just seeing something. I feel so rusty at this whole streaming thing. It's been a while. So again, we're going to continue to try to maintain board control here. So we could go Frostbolt, Hero Power. We'll waste 2 mana. We could go Frostbolt, Acolyte of Pain, but then he's going to be able to trade pretty easily. Oh, that's right, I forgot you're Dominic. Hey, Dom. My serve is good, buddy. Alright, so I think even though I'm dropping these 2 mana on the field, I'm just going to go ahead and maintain our board position here. Are you playing League of Legends, Dom?
I've got the beast in my sight.
Big Game Hunter. Alright, so that's obviously
My
a desperate
shield
move
for
here. He just
Argus.
wants to get down. So now this Black Knight's actually going to be useful.
None shall.
You're playing the new champ on League of Legends? I might log in tonight to give him a try. The new support champ, Braum, I think is his name. He looks pretty cool. I definitely want to get back into some LoL. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it, CPU. I enjoy streaming. I just haven't had a chance to do it much. Gonna be going to Brazil next month, so I've been pretty busy doing that. Getting ready for that. So this is gonna be game if we have Fireball in hand, obviously. GG. So you see this deck does pretty well against an aggro deck. And that's the tough thing about playing this deck is, I think generally to succeed on the ladder, you have to adjust to the current meta, and which means generally you either have to have a deck that does well against everything, or you have to have a very tailored deck that you change a lot based on the meta. I think this deck does very well against aggro decks. It does not do well against big minion late game decks, and so depending on the meta at the time and depending on just who I happen to get, I mean, I have won 7-8 games in a row and then lost 6 or 7 games in a row. So, and Druids are one of those late game big minion decks. Druids are probably the hardest thing for me to play against this
You
deck.
asked for it.
Especially ramp Druid, which seems to be all that you see on the Shalom ladder now. A ramp Druid is one that uses things like Innervate and Mana Crystals to ramp up to big minions earlier, so pretty good start here. The problem with Mana Worm against Druid is it seems like Druids always have a Wrath ready on turn 3. So a lot of times I'll drop the Mana Worm and then I'll get Wrath pretty quick. But still the best play here, so we'll go Mana Worm turn 1. If he doesn't kill it, we'll Mirror Image next turn to put taunts out and to buff it. Turn 3 will be Harvest Golem, most likely. Yep, this is going to be Coin Wrath. Isn't Wrath 2 mana? Or 3 mana? I don't know. Never mind. I was thinking, I thought Wrath was 3 mana. That's interesting. Acidic Swamp Ooze. That's a pretty aggressive play. That tells me this is probably an anti-hunter and anti-warrior deck to have an Acidic Swamp Ooze in it. Spell Druid. You know, I tried a Spell Power Druid for a while, and I thought it worked pretty well, actually. I think Druid Spell Power is definitely valued. So I got a couple options here. Typically I would go Harvest Golem. I could go Arcane Intellect. It will boost my Mana Worm. But Mana Worm's gonna die next turn anyway to his Acidic Swamp Ooze. So I think I'd rather get Harvest Golem down. That way, you know, he'll Hero Power, take out the Taunter, he'll trade, and then I'll still have a 2/3 on the board with Sinjin to come on turn 4. Trying to see if anybody that's usually on the that usually watches the stream is on, but I'm a little early. I said I was gonna start at 7 p.m. Eastern, so. Alright, so I think again, Sinjin here. Oh, interesting. So he chose, what did he do? Wow, he took out the Harvest Golem instead of the Mana Worm. You know, that means he probably has a swipe in hand. He's probably going to swipe the Mana Worm this turn. Because otherwise, that play doesn't make any sense. So let's see if that's what he does. Yep, there's the swipe. Alright, so we're going to continue to apply the pressure. We'll get draw power kicking in now with the Azure Drake. And the spell power, the one thing I've thought about adding to this deck is maybe a Malagos. For big spell power at the end. So let's see. I could Fireball off his Yeti. I really wish I had a Frostbolt just to freeze the Yeti. So if we got insanely lucky with the Arcane Missiles, we might kill the Yeti. That's doubtful, though. I think I'd go ahead and drop another Azure Drake. And then now I'm going to go ahead and do Arcane Missiles and get the benefit of 5 damage from it. So that's good. So now he can't trade. Can't trade. Well, he can trade with the Sinjin, but he'll have to lose a minion. So. So let's see. Now, one thing about Twitch, you guys are about 15 seconds behind me still, which is really annoying. Twitch made that change about 3 months ago. And it's just frustrating because you guys aren't seeing things in real time. So Karen Bloodhoof can be trouble. This is one of the minions that makes me want to put a Polymorph back in this deck. But we don't really need it here because we got 8 damage plus the Fireball is GG. So that was kind of an interesting Druid deck. It might have been a Ramp Druid that he just never really got going. Could have just got unlucky with his draws there. Typically, I have a tough time with Ramp Druid decks. So 2-1, not too bad. See, what else is there to talk about? As I said, I'm going to Brazil next month. I'm going for the World Cup. I am very excited. I have tickets to see the USA play Ghana, which will be very cool. I will be gone for over a month. So I'm really looking forward to taking that time off work, being in a country I've never been in before, and just really enjoying the World Cup with some of my friends and my friends'
You
families.
asked for it.
Should be a most excellent time. Go USA, go Brazil. I hope they both do well. I think if it was a Brazil-USA final, my friend's head would explode, but... Hey, Kaepernick, welcome to the stream. Yeah, this is my control mage deck. Definitely still subject to tweaking, but... So one thing, I don't normally keep Acolyte of Pain in most decks on my initial draw, but I keep it with this one because I have not a lot of early game options. So this is a Druid again. Is it the same Druid we just played? No. So odds are it's going to be a Ramp Druid. Again, that's something I have a tough time with this deck sometimes. So turn 3 we'll have Harvest Golem out, turn 4 Sinjin. We may use Frostbolt this turn if he puts something scary out, but probably not with the 2 Taunters up. Just the Harvest Golem, nothing's too scary there. Put our own Harvest Golem out. So next turn we'll probably Frostbolt, Hero Power, move his Harvest Golem. Could just Sinjin, which is another good possibility. Could also go Acolyte of Pain and Mirror damage. The thing about Sinjin is he can survive a swipe. If I put out Acolyte of Pain, he may swipe it. I doubt it. You know what? I'm just gonna go Sinjin here.
Tazingo!
Because Yeti. You know, I could put Yetis in this deck. Yetis would not be a bad idea. Good mid-game presence. Entirely possible. Alright, so we have a couple options. So we probably will Frostbolt, Acolyte of Pain, and Hero Power. Good luck with your military service, CPU. So the question is, what order do we go here? I think we're gonna go Frostbolt on the Yeti. That way, if he survives, then he's frozen at least. We'll go Arcane Missiles next and see what happens. And then we'll Hero Power out. I could have done that a little different. I probably should have. I probably should have taken the Harvest Golem out first with Sinjin, and then done Frostbolt and Magic Missiles. Might have been better, because now he could run his Harvest Golem into my Sinjin and take him out with the Hero Power or a Wrath.
Where shall I strike?
You might just have to set up a Taunter. Alright. Well, this is why I have Black Knight in the deck.
None shall.
You don't really see too many Druids playing Ironbark Protectors, which would be the other thing to really have Black Knight for these guys. You do see him play some Sunwalkers occasionally.
Where shall I strike?
Hopefully I'll draw a Fireball now and clear this guy off. Which I did not. So let's see, what do we want to do? So we could do a 2-for-1 here with Black Knight and Harvest Golem. I think that's probably the right play. I could Frostbolt, Hero Power, and Harvest Golem to keep my Black Knight at full health. That's 4 mana plus the Arcane Intellect to draw. It's not a bad idea. I think that's what I'll do. 2, 4, yeah. And then I'm gonna put the Acolyte of Pain out.
Let the Pain, speak to me. Man! I'm invincible.
So what have you been playing, Kaepernick? What deck are you playing now? Oh, so he's playing, okay, he's going full on big minion, so let's see. I really need to draw a fireball here to help deal with this guy. And I did not. Let's draw another card. There's the fireball for next turn. So, what do I want to do? I think I'm actually going to play the mirror image. He's probably going to swipe. With this many minions on the board, he will probably swipe my Acolyte of Pain. But then that doesn't clear through the mirror images. Oh, Ragnarok. I've got Big Game Hunter in this deck, which I really need for it's my best way to deal with Ragnarok, unfortunately. Alright, so we'll Mana Worm. Fireball. 7. Really wish I didn't have to trade here with my 4/5. Guess I could just play Sinjin and hold again.
I wonder.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Yes.
Hopefully I'll draw a Big Game Hunter or Pyroblast here soon. Really need to pull that Pyroblast. That is neither one of those. So this is one thing I really wish Blizzard was 5 mana again, so I could do Azure Drake and Blizzard at the same time, but it's not. So is it worth... So I think I'm gonna go Azure Drake into Cone of Cold. Yep. So this is where I'm pretty much gonna stall out. So he's gonna keep... Ragnaros is gonna keep hitting me. Hopefully he doesn't take out the Azure Drake and I can get a 3-point Blizzard next turn.
My shield for Argus.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably have to go Blizzard, Hero Power, and try to sneak another point of damage in, and then Pyroblast. But with all this taunt up now, it's gonna get really tough.
I must safeguard the land.
Now it's a 2-point Blizzard. Really could use that Big Game Hunter. Alright, well, let's see. So when we Blizzard, we're going to take out this Ancient of War regardless, so we don't need to run into him. We could run the Mana Worm in.
What to do?
Yeah, I think I need to draw cards. I need what I need to win this game. So, well, there's Pyroblast. All right. So I think we Blizzard. We have the Blizzard. We'll get the Argent Squire out.
The light protects me.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to draw another card here. So that next turn I can Hero Power that guy off. Well, I got another Blizzard, so that'll be good. So we'll just end our turn again. If Azure Drake, if Blizzard was 5 and I could do Azure Drake and Blizzard. I didn't have enough mana to hero power my Acolyte. And plus I wanted to get 2 cards instead of 1.
My shield for Argus.
God, so much taunt. Really need to draw a big game hunter. Well, there's big game hunter. Alright, so we're not out of luck yet.
I've got the beast in my sight.
So let's see. I think it's worth taking a trade here. And then we'll have 5 points of damage on the board, plus Pyroblast is 10, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and make the trade here too.
I fight.
So we have 15 points of damage on the board. Uh-oh. Well, he's got Force of Nature plus Charge. That's game.
Well played.
So, unfortunately, Big Game Hunter not coming around until the 22nd card. It's a little bit unlucky there, but again, that's why I thought about maybe putting a Polymorph in instead of Black Knight. So, you know, the thing about there is I had the cards to win, I just didn't get the right cards, so. You been playing Control Shaman, Kaepernick? How do you like that? I think Shamans have always been and still are one of the best classes. Just because they're so versatile. You can make a Shaman deck that beats any other meta.
Jaina.
Oh, here's a Shaman deck.
Thrall.
For Doomhammer.
You asked for it.
Don't need the Black Knight. Probably don't. Well, do I want to keep a Fireball? Sometimes Fireball is useful to deal with their Overload minion. I can't think of the name of right now. As well as a fire elemental. So let's keep the one Fireball. Ooh, Pyroblast. That's not good. So we'll probably be using this Arcane Intellect early, given our current hand. In fact, I'm seeing an Argent Squire turn 1 and coin Arcane Intellect turn 2, probably. But you never know, we might draw out something else good. We might draw a Mirror Image, Mana Worm, Mirror Image, you never know.
The light protects me.
I may change this Argent, in fact I don't know, I may change this Argent Squire out for a Leper Gnome or a Mad Bomber. I feel like I need a little bit more damage with this deck. Because you think about it, if I'd had a Leper Gnome last game and been able to do 2 points of direct hero damage, I would have won that game. Or been very likely to win that game, I think. We could just hero power here. I think that's the play.
I fight.
Save the coin. So maybe that's one thing I'll do. Maybe I'll go back to Leper Gnome instead of Argent Squire. I just like Argent Squire because it gives you some early game presence. Only problem with it, it's such a common card now that you'll see people play Blood Knight, which will absorb the shield and make it a 6/6. So here's his Unbound Elemental. So this is probably gonna be a Spirit Wolves next turn. So let's just we'll coin Sinjin here. Oh shit! I forgot to attack.
Whoops.
Oh, you can tell how rusty I am. We'll coin Sinjin here. He'll probably play Spirit Wolves, and we'll Fireball off his Unbound Elemental next turn. And then Sinjin will trade for one of the Wolves. Maybe not. Maybe he doesn't have it. That's usually what Shamans have when they play the Unbound Elemental on turn 3. That is the first time I have forgotten to attack with something in months. So that's pretty funny. Hey Nazar, welcome to the stream. Alright, so as expected, we got the Spirit Wolves here. He'll probably just pass. Nope, he's gonna attack. Interesting. Well, because he doesn't want me to be able to trade. That was actually smart. That was smart by him. So now I don't really want a fireball. It's a big waste. Well, I think we just go ahead and make the trade and we down another Syndrome. So we haven't drawn either a Cone of Cold or a Blizzard yet, so that's a little disconcerting, but we still have some time. We still have Mirror Image. One thing I have in this deck that I used to have that I took out was a Sunwalker. Because people started playing Black Knight so much, and in Silence, I found my Sunwalker just was not very useful. I wouldn't mind another big taunt minion, maybe a Fen Creeper. But there's not really a good, I think before I put more taunt in, I'd probably go ahead and do an ice block. And in fact, I think, that, now that I think about it, I think I will put an ice block in this. I think I will. Frostbolt would be a nice bolt. Black Knight's not terrible. We can take that guy out next turn. Let's see what we get. You know what? Actually, let's do this.
Let the pain speak to me.
That way I get 2 cards out of that guy. So next turn we'll play Black Knight, take out his 4/3 Spirit Wolf.
What to do?
Manatide Totem. Hey Nazara, yeah, the beard is gone. The beard was a I only had the beard for the last couple years. I never was completely sold on it, so this is the new. Fortunately, we can't really get rid of that Manatide Totem soon. So let's think about this. We'd have to get really lucky to Arcane Missiles, and then Hero Power. So I think we're just gonna go Black Knight.
None shall
I don't like leaving the Manatide Totem out there, but I think I'm gonna get rid of Ysera. Just because my games really don't go more than a couple turns past turn 10, and if I'm in turn 10, I'm looking for Pyroblast, not Ysera. So I think I'm going to drop Ysera and change it out for an Ice Block. The thing about Ice Block is not only does it buy you a turn, it buys you a turn where you don't have to worry about taking damage. So, for example, that last game that we lost, I could have Ice Blocked, had Ice Block up, and then Fireballed and taken out the Shaman. I won the game, the Shaman, the Druid. So I could have Fireballed and the Pyroblast, so. Alright, so Azure Drake, Arcane Missiles, or Arcane Missiles and Hero Power and Arcane Intellect. Really need to take that Manatide Totem out. I think I'm just gonna go Azure Drake. Oh, so I could go Mirror Image, or I could go Arcane Missiles. I'm gonna go Arcane. Fortunately, nothing good came out of that.
I fight.
Yeah, it's true. I could use a Polymorph instead of Ysera. The thing about Polymorph is, I don't have any Silence in this deck, so having a Polymorph would not be a bad idea either. I feel like Ice Block would win me more games than Polymorph, though. Because really, big minions don't scare me that much. Because I already have 2 Cone of Coals and 2 Blizzards. That gives me 4 turns of freezing. Ice Block gives me a 5th turn of invulnerability. Basic invulnerability. So, again, don't have any Cone of Coals or Blizzards yet. Blizzard next turn would be phenomenal. because it would clear his board. Although he's probably gonna kill off the Azure Drake. My guess is he has a
The
lightning
light
bolt
protects me.
and wanted to get a 4-power lightning bolt for my Azure Drake, and he got the wrong totem for that. Oi! Earth Elemental, that's not good. Alright, so maybe I will have to go with a Polymorph instead of Ysera. Blizzard! Well, kinda cold. Baby Blizzard. So let's see here. I think we go Arcane Intellect. Well, let's think about this. Cone of Cold is gonna go here. This guy will die.
I wonder.
I can take out the Manatide Totem, and then I can take out Nat Pagal with Hero Power. Two, 6. I have 2 mana left. All right.
We have your vengeance.
I can't because of the Taunter. I'm an idiot. I should have coned the other way. Alright, well,
I fight.
to make a trade here that I wasn't gonna make, but yeah, I should have coned a cold the other way. Guessing we'll see an Earth Shock on Thalnos. I'd be surprised if he hasn't drawn it by now. So yeah, I think Ysera will go out. Maybe put in either Polymorph or Ice Block. I could put in Ice Block and then take out... I could take out Big Game Hunter and instead put in Polymorph.
Put this apple on your head.
Has he totemed yet? No, he should totem for sure to trigger his Knife Juggler. I really hope I draw Blizzard.
There's little time.
It kind of feels like playing my old control deck where I was really hoping to draw a lot of times. I do think they should make Blizzard go back to 5 mana instead of 6. That is not what I needed. Alright. That's not really helpful either. 3, 5, 7. He's got 8 points of damage on the board. Wish I had one more mana. Well, maybe we'll get lucky with some Arcane Missiles. Oh, we did get lucky. We took out the Knife Juggler.
I caught one.
That Manatide Totem has done some work. Alright, so take out Ysera, put in a Polymorph for Ice Block.
Well played.
Alright, so let's see. I really kind of want to take Black Knight out. It's just, it gives me a big body on the field as well. But yeah, see, I have almost 8,000 gold. Alright, so let's go. Let's take Ysera out. I do want to put in Ice Block. I think that fits the deck better than Polymorph. So then the question is, do I take Big Game Hunter out? I am going to take the Argent Squire out. I only have one Argent Squire, alright. And instead put in a Leper Gnome. So I could take the Big Game Hunter out in favor of a second Leper Gnome. Or a Polymorph. Or I could take the Black Knight out in favor of a Polymorph. Let's go with this and see how it works. Yeah, I think you're right about leaving Big Game Hunter in for Ragnaros.
Jaina versus Uther. I will fight with honor.
You asked for it.
Alright, so Paladin, the only Paladin decks I've seen lately are big heal Paladins. I do sometimes have trouble with those because they'll heal out of my Pyroblast range, so let's see how this goes. This will probably be Mana Worm, Coin, Leper Gnome. So definitely a pretty good start here. We'll probably Arcane Missiles next turn just to kill off if he drops a token. That will hopefully kill his token and buff up our Mana Worm. So these Paladin decks tend to run, you know, True Silver Champions, Guardian of Kings, Healing, whatever the healing spell is. I don't know if it's Healing Touch, that might be the Druid spell. But they're basically anti-aggro decks. They just try to heal out of the aggro. Which, mine is not an aggro deck, but that also works against my deck. I will say I've never seen anybody else on the ladder running my deck. Of course, I'm ranked 12, so that might tell you something. Ugh. Had a headache all day today, and it's getting worse, so hopefully, So we have an option here. So I could go Arcane Missiles and hope I get lucky in Mirror Image. Or I could use my Leper Gnome and get a guaranteed kill and go Arcane Missiles, Mirror Image. Or go just Mirror Image. Let's go Arcane Missiles and see what happens. Come on! Yes. So, do I want to go ahead and drop Mirror Image now? No. The reason I didn't drop Mirror Image is because he's probably going to Consecrate for too long. And I'd rather save Mirror Image for some later game taunt. I would have given my Mana Worm one more point of damage, but now won't matter. Well, it's funny with the Outdoor Peacekeeper, I can still buff him up. It doesn't silence him, it just drops him back to 1. So... could have gone ahead and attacked with the Leper Gnome. I chose the clear there because I want to maintain my taunts. He could Consecrate at this point, though. Next turn will likely be an Acolyte of Pain, although if he drops a bigger minion, I might do a Fireball. I really need to say that Fireball for his Guardian of Kings. So, wow. 2 Outdoor Peacekeepers on that one Mana Worm. I'm going to Acolyte of Pain this turn, so that next turn I can ping him and Harvest Golem if I want to. He may Hammer of Wrath, one of those, either the Acolyte of Pain or the Mana Worm. Probably the Mana Worm? I don't know. Maybe that's what he's trying to decide, which one's worth more to him, the Hammer of Wrath. Oh, interesting. Seeing Azure Drakes that often, but I mean it makes sense. I think Azure Drakes are solid cards. I really do. All right, let's go ahead and see what we get. Not much of anything. Well, Azure Drake's fine. Get the Harvest Golem down. Do a couple more points of damage. We have Blizzard for turn 6, so.
eyes are open.
So this is the part where he starts to get